designer shirt. My mind is squirt, some rhyme work that'll make your sinus hurt. Buckle your seat while the pilot work. My spacecraft got enough gas that'll take you out of this earth. I'm magic with the pen and paper like a warlock. The window pane's wide open, but the door's locked. So you looking through the window for it in your window, but do they really have the skill to analyze the symbol? Crescendo, the ashes blow when the wind blow. The rain put out the fire while the children build a temple. Just like the pyramids, walls are scribbled. A projection in the sky of the messiahs on your mental. Monumental and extraterrestrial. Turning these niggas into mental vegetables. It's kinda crazy how I ride on instrumentals as I slice like a Ginsu with the vibe I put in. You listen. This is not a double life. It's just a new beginning. The magic is to focus on our goals till we're winning. I'd rather have a portrait of myself up on the ceiling. I could lay down on the floor, look up and visualize the millions. Imagine that. Do you see the picture clearly? Focusing on working with me. You could get this money with me. We could take over the world and put the trophies in the city, the plaques on the wall, and have a feast of who was with me. Yeah, last week was just the past, right? A new beginning. I've been up for all these past nights, and all these people that I knew just seem to pass by. They stuck on stupid worry about their past lives, and I just ask why. Are they agents? Is the system about to crash? Am I the one like in the Matrix? Is the planets in the heavens? Then the earth is just a spaceship. Our thoughts control reality, and life is what you make it. But little does Lily know that her mom is taking her medication, and that's why we never see Lily high. Her mom has been popping chlorpromazine like perks and lean, so when the work is clean, she hits Lily's plugs for the dub and some Billie Jean. Ooh, she mean. So Lily and her team split the pills in between just in case Pennywise pops up on the scene. But the Patty Cakes and Margie had a fucked up scheme, but Margie was about to come clean while Lily sat on the latrine. And it hit Margie with some of that shit that she had seen. Had her eyes turning all types of blues, reds, and greens, like some weird allergy shit, but this wasn't no histamine. Lily tried to help but drops the pill in the pee while Margie cries and leaves. Lily runs behind her looking to find her, so she follows the cries and screams. Margie had already dropped her glasses, so she head to the woodshop classes to stop the pain by any means. And it's so ironic. She goes hands-on with Masonic chills and bandsaws to cut the optic antennas off. Lily comes just in the nick of time to take her hands off that chisel that got her right eye looking like meatballs and pan sauce. And I believe that turtle charm on Lily's arm and sleeve stopped Pennywise's motion. But then the shop room filled up with dozens of kids who heard the commotion and saw what looked like a Juniper Hill trauma explosion. Okay, it threw me off the stage. I don't know why it did that to me. Okay. Nah, I see Big Heck said them internal rhyme schemes. Oh yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. She was popping the chlorpromazine like perks and lean. So when the work was clean, she hit the plug. You know what I'm saying? She hit Lily's plug for that Billie Jean. For the dub and that Billie Jean. Ooh, she mean. Yo, that was crazy. That was crazy. The bug-eyed freak. She said in episode 1 she didn't want to be a bug-eyed freak. Exactly. What's happening? Okay, we'll go. I don't know what happened. It changed colors on me. Let's go purple. Dark purple. There we go. That looks good. Yeah. That whole scene was crazy though. Like, I mean, her hopping on that bandsaw like that to cut her eyes off, like, yo, that was nuts. I don't know. OBS, I'm using StreamYard. I don't know. I like OBS actually. I started off streaming with OBS, but StreamYard is so easy and user friendly. Like, I don't have time to be messing with all the different scenes and stuff in OBS. But like when we start the podcast, we will be having OBS. I'm already designing some stuff for it and everything. Next year, y'all, we're working on a studio space at the moment. So yeah, it's gonna be crazy. You know what I'm saying? But we won't be talking about TV shows. We won't be talking about all types of stuff. Mostly like the music and entertainment business. You know what I'm saying? I'll have a bunch of guests coming through and we'll be doing stuff like that. Yo, that white woman scene need to be a meme. Yo, hold on. I should have did some bars with that too. Who's in the building with us? Who's here with us? We got Debbie Yebby, Bo Bebby, Banana Fana, Fofebi to the Fee 5, Momebi, Debbie. We got Miss Bynum in the building. How you doing? Yeah, this episode was super dope. Mm-hmm. Miss Bynum said, is the one who said about the girl clown from episode 3. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't gotten that far. Now, my theory about that is that entire circus
made a deal with the entity, and we see uh we see the directors at the end of that last episode, episode 3. They said that the skeleton man was a real person that scared Francis, and it saw that. I don't believe that, because they literally showed the man morphing. They literally showed his body morphing and his body changing before the boy even saw him. Like, he was turning back into like a human form to scare the boy or whatever. I don't know. But I think that they will cover that in um future seasons. In season 2 or season 3, they're gonna be talking about the circus and it. And I can't wait to see the whole Robert Gray situation and everything unfold. I haven't seen anything in this episode, in this series so far, that shows that, but I hope we get to that. Really, I really want to see that. The eyeball scene was definitely wild. The eyeball scene was like a nightmare. I saw that coming. You know what I mean? When she said the bug-eyed freak thing, I did see that coming. Then when I finally got to that episode, I was like, "Oh shit, they definitely planted that in there." Also, the deadlights were seen in her glasses, even in the even in the even in the trailer. Her trailer, the deadlights were shown in her glasses even during the trailer. You know what I'm saying? MJ Jones said, "What's up with Taryn?" Taryn, I haven't spoke to him in a little while. Last time we spoke, though, was like, no, I did right after my daughter was born. That was the last time we spoke, right after my daughter was born, and we chopped it up. We couldn't go to Canada because my lady was pregnant, and I didn't want to, be in Canada and her go into labor. You know what I'm saying? Um, and she was, kind of high risk. So I just wanted to be here for her for that time. But we will be going to Canada next year. You know what I'm saying? Probably it might be after from or whatever, but we going. We definitely got to go. We're going to Newfoundland. You know what I mean? Or we'll figure out another destination, possibly the actual filming location. I'd rather go to Nova Scotia. You know what I mean? And just go to the filming location, walk around, you know, check out the sites and whatnot, you know? Yeah, she had you cringing. Yeah, it was a cringe scene. It was a cringe scene. Anybody that wears glasses probably felt some type of way about that one. You know what I'm saying? Um, what do y'all think about the scene with Will and his father going fishing? And what do y'all think that means? Like, I know that everything that we see it do to people, it kind of gives us information about what this person's fears are. So we do know that. Just like the graveyard. They went to the graveyard to conjure up some spirits, and it came to them like some fake ass ghosts that kids in the 1950s would think that it looked like. That's why the CGI was bad. It was done on purpose. I wanted to say that in episode 3, but I couldn't because I didn't want to spoil the fact that the pictures of Teddy and Susie didn't show up. So I didn't say anything. I kind of let y'all see it on your own. But that was the reason why. You know what I'm saying? How do we know? Because the Pennywise picture shows up. You see what I'm saying? The Pennywise picture shows up, but the other one didn't show up. You know, the other pictures didn't show up. The children have no knowledge of Pennywise at this point. They have no knowledge of Pennywise. All they know from the picture is that there was a clown. Shout out to Will for going in there and getting that, because I damn sure wouldn't have done that. I would have picked up the camera and got on my bike and rode the fuck up out of there. I would not have went in there to see nothing, do nothing. That makes me think that he has some sort of shining abilities. Hands down. I think he has some sort of shining abilities, and I think that that's why Pennywise chooses to torment some children more than others. Like, if y'all look at the 1990s series, he killed Belch right away. When Belch got caught down there, he killed Belch right away. Like, he didn't toy with Belch. For all we know, he could have been toying with Belch beforehand, but I don't think so. Some children, Pennywise can just eat them right away without toying with them, like little Georgie in the sewer. Like, but Some children, he can't really eat them right away. You know what I'm saying? Because they have these shining abilities. And I think all of the Losers Club have the shining abilities. First of all, let's get this out the way. Dick Halloran's grandmother told him that everyone has the shining abilities. It's just that some people can access them. And I think that the people that access them are harder to kill. Even in Doctor Sleep, the girl that had the shining ability, I can't remember her name to save the life, but the girl that had the shining ability, she it was hard for them to deal with her. I mean, they actually captured her and everything, and it was just so hard for them to deal with her. Her powers were too strong. And so that's what I think is going on. I think that Leroy Hanlon also shines. I don't think that he is totally fearless. I think that it appears that way. You see what I'm saying? But I don't think that he's totally fearless. One thing I'm sure that we can bank on right now from this episode is that one of his fears is his wife, her activist activities ruining his military aspirations. You see what I'm saying? Or drowning out what he's doing in the military by her getting arrested, her protesting, her calling in the cavalry, things of that nature would mess with his military career. And I don't think that it's uh because he's in the military and he just has high hopes for his accomplishments. I don't think that's what it is. I think that he's on to something totally different. I don't know if you guys ever seen The Spook Who Sat by the Door, but I definitely feel those kind of vibes from it. You know what I'm saying? So let's do this real quick. Let's go in here and grab a couple pictures and take a look at this episode for what it was, right? Let's go over the episode a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm not really good at going over the episodes all like that. I'm just be real with you. Hold up. Okay, this is it here. Okay, so put it on the screen. Okay, here we are. Now, let's go back. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back to the beginning of this episode. Oh, I want to say something real quick. That vision that Halloran had at the black spot when they were getting things together, the vision that Halloran had, hold on, let me find it real quick. Where is it? This vision right here. When he went outside and put the groceries up, I mean, no, he wasn't putting groceries up. He was throwing trash away. He was throwing trash away, and he started going through this situation right here. I want to point out a couple of things. He saw the deadlights. He saw the deadlights, and I don't know what this is going on here where the deadlights were present, but it looked like there was something. It looked like this is the star, and the lights were coming out of the star. I think that's what he saw. There's something else that I thought it was dope that he saw, and that was he saw Lily's drain. Now, these two pictures are different pictures. I'm clipping through different pictures. These two pictures are different pictures. Okay. One of them is the picture of the scene from Lily's drain when she heard the song down in the drain pipe. Okay. The other picture is from Halloran's vision that he had right here in this scene. This is one of the other pictures too. A picture of a bathroom. You'll learn what this is later. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, in the next episode, you're gonna learn what this is right here. Okay. In episode 5, this is revealed, and a lot of stuff is revealed in episode 5. Like episode 5 is gonna fuck y'all up a little bit. I'm just being real, and we're gonna have the after show for that one too, because we're gonna need one. We're gonna need one. We're gonna need each other after that one, because there's gonna be a realization that I think a lot of people kind of forgot about right about now. But it's just gonna pop back out at you and fuck your whole head up for a second. So next week, next week, y'all. I thought that this week was gonna be that one we needed and that one we wanted. but next week is gonna be fire. But I really thought it was dope that he saw Lily's drain. So if he saw Lily's drain, then he's seen something. We don't, and it doesn't make it clear in episode 5 everything that Halloran knows, but for sure he knows more. And that right there showed it to you. My question is, do you guys think that that is really his grandmother that was reaching out to him? I think it was. I think that that was really his grandmother when he was going through this right here. And her standing off in the woods like that. I don't have a picture of that, I think. Do I? No, I don't. Okay, but yeah, she, and I thought it was real dope how we seen this happen. We seen this play out before. Halloran gets stuck in his, powers or whatever. But notice both times that Halloran was stuck inside of his realm, Leroy Hanlon was able to come through and snap him right out of it. We saw that on the airplane where he was able to wake Halloran up and let him know, like, yo, you here. So when Leroy Hanlon pulls up is when he snapped out of that state of mind that he was in. You know what I'm saying? He snapped out of it. Hanlon is shining. I think they kind of let us know that a little bit when look how he looked at him right here. This had me rolling when I saw this. But and then look how he looked back at him. This had me rolling. This whole conversation had me rolling. When he grabbed him by the arm, and bro was like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you, yo? Turn me loose. He looked at him like, yo, turn me loose, bro, before I fuck you up in here. You have no idea what I can do to you. Like this, when I first watched this episode and I saw him look at him like this, I laughed about it, right? But then you get to the end of the episode when you see what Halloran can do, and you like, oh shit, like, yeah, Halloran to have you sitting up in there like this. Halloran to have you sitting up there like this. I don't think that you want to play too many games with him, be grabbing on his arm or nothing like that. He be done put his fingers on his forehead and fucked your whole mind up. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I wonder if he can actually do things inside of that realm. We saw what he did with the aunt, and he made her like glitch. He was pretty much faking as the aunt, I guess. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I like how they made Rose look a little bit younger here. You see what I mean? But and Tanya, I love how they gave the story through Tanya. You see what I mean? Of him telling his aunt. That was very smart for Halloran to do that. Like he knew what he was going in there to do. What Halloran sees, hold on. All right, so that's what I think. This is what I think Halloran saw right here when he saw his grandmother. This is what I think was happening in that moment. Here it is here. This is what I think Halloran was seeing. And this is before he went into the mind of Tanya. This is before he went inside of his mind. And so this is what I think bro was actually seeing was this situation here. So he was getting, I think that his grandmother was giving him the information. I've been talking for a lot. Hold on. Hold on a minute. Let me back up in the chat real quick. Let me back up in the chat real quick and see if see what y'all talking about in here. Okay, somebody said clownfish, black spot. So was that a clownfish or was that a koi fish? It looked like a koi fish to me. I looked both of them up, and the first thing I thought was a clownfish or a koi fish. So it looks like a koi fish though, because clownfish are like orange on the head, not white. That fish that came up to him was white on the head, and then orange, and then white, and whatnot. The pattern, and which resembled more of a koi fish, which is very interesting due to the fact that in Pluribus, in that ice hotel, Helen and Carol were taken to the Koi suite. So I thought that that was very dope. I was having a conversation with Taylor, and she pointed out to me about the penny being discontinued, right? After 232 years, the penny has now been discontinued. The penny is 232 years old and it's finally getting discontinued. Now you have Pennywise, right? And so the Pennywise situation. Now, if this is a koi fish are Japanese, right? And I thought it was very interesting because Japan is the reason why the US had to stop using so much copper to make pennies. Like coppers are mostly steel. I mean, pennies are mostly steel, not copper. And the reason why is because Japan had started a copper shortage. So I thought that those connections were really dope. You know, I believe that the stories and movies are telling us a story. You know what I mean? That are that are telling us about a play that is that we are a part of, actually. You know what I'm saying? Okay. What are these numbers by some of the handles in chat? I usually lurk in the lives. I don't know. Oh, okay. The numbers I think are like the first people that commented. So if you come in and comment, I think it gives you like a crown with the number 1 on it. Depeche said, "Oh wow, that's elaborate. Break that down to me what you were talking about. Let me see. Break that down. I'll get down to it in the chat." Okay, okay. Okay, so MJ, you think that it is of his grandmother? I think so too. I think his grandmother is able to visit him just like he was able to visit the adult version of Danny Torrance in Doctor Sleep. I think that's what we're seeing there. And on that note, just go ahead and give the Muschettis all of Stephen King shit. Just give them all of it. Let them build this shit. Let them build the Stephen King verse. The Muschettis are doing great. Like, they're doing great. I love everything that they changed from the book. I love the fact that they really added a lot of the Native American lore to the book. I'm seeing that in a lot of different shows. Even Doom Prophecy had some Native American symbolism within it. Doom Prophecy had the egg symbolism. Doom Prophecy was fire. I don't know. I didn't get to cover it, but it was definitely fire. If you haven't seen Doom Prophecy, go check that out. Yeah, that was definitely fire. What else we got here? The Deadlights was active in this episode for sure. Like the Deadlights was going crazy. They went crazy on Margie for sure. She kind of deserved that though. I ain't gonna say she deserved all that, but like, she did deserve some kind of shit happening to her. You know what I mean? And now somebody said we should call them the diversity club. what is what are we calling the new the old head losers club? What are we calling them, y'all? I haven't settled on I don't know what to call them. Like I know that Ronnie and Lily, I call them Arm and Hammer. That's Arm and Hammer all day long. Young Wingstop made a second appearance on the show. I thought that was crazy how like a young Wingstop came out of that priest's chest and stabbed the woman. Like, yo, this show is going crazy with the symbolism. You know what I mean? We call them the original weirdos. What's up, bro? OG Hugs. What's going on? OG Hugs is in the building. Yes, indeed. Yes, it was grandma. I believe so. I definitely believe it was grandma. She was warning him to stay away from the whole hot mess. Yeah, I think so too. I believe that because she was telling him to leave that shit alone, lock that box up tight, and tell them you don't have no powers no more. Tell them you can't do it no more. What they gonna do? Kick you out? You know what I'm saying? Luna even says it's Halloran's grandma. I think Hanlon shines too. He was brought out by trauma. It was Yes, yes, he was in that crash, and I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. Yeah, He can probably put you in a coma. He could probably do a whole lot more shit. I bet you I bet you he can do kind of like what it does, but probably inside your brain. Like how it had him thinking that he was underground and he was opening up the back end of that airplane like that. I think Halloran can do some shit like that to you. You know what I'm saying? He manipulated the people inside of this brother's memory to get the information that he wanted. That's powerful. That's crazy. You know, um, I let's back up a little bit. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Let's back up a little bit to what is it? Was it episode 2? Was it episode 2 where Fuller comes to Halloran after that night that they were drinking and he comes to him and he's like, "Yeah, I think you're trying to milk these special privileges and blah blah blah." Yo, look, no, Fuller. This man has real superpowers. This man is not playing with y'all. This man is not lying. I don't think that the Bradley gang finding the Bradley gang's car made that clear enough to Fuller. But now, I don't know if we didn't see Fuller in the room. I found it very strange that Fuller wasn't there, but he brought Mike Hanlon in. What is Mike Hanlon really doing? I don't think that he's just trying to be this like, you know, big time fly boy. I think he's doing something different, y'all. His investigating skills are so on point, and this guy is not to be played with either. He noticed that gun, and he knew that Masters is not skilled enough to have that gun and cock that gun as fast as he did. We need to know who cocked that gun. We need to know who else was in there with Halloran when they went to ambush him. And I don't think that it was just to see if he would hold information or to test his loyalty. I don't believe that because they beat the shit out of him with that pipe. So they didn't kill nobody. They didn't fire the gun. But I mean, why bring the loaded gun there anyway if you're not going to use it? Think about it. The loaded gun was there to really scare this dude to tell them something for real. I don't think that was a test of his loyalty. You know what I'm saying? Dick Halloran was there. You see, they beat the shit out of him with that pipe, yo. There's no way that was just, oh, we're testing his loyalty. If you're testing his loyalty, you could have hurt him. You could have hurt him for real. You could have accidentally busted him in the head with that pipe. So I don't think it was a test of loyalty. I think something else is going on behind the scenes too. Think about it like this, right? Something else has to be going on behind the scenes because in the It movies, the military presence is not there. We've heard two characters say that they should just leave that shit alone already. Obviously, the military left that shit alone because in the movies there's no military presence. There's no military presence in the 80s with the 80s Losers Club or when they grew up in the 2010s. There's no military presence in either one of those, right? The only thing that, the only thing that I can think of is that they had to make that decision to leave this shit alone. You know what I mean? What if Halloran erases everybody's memory in the service that knows about the shit and so that they don't keep going over there fucking with it or something? You know what I mean? What happens at the end of this series? Do we see them defeat it again? You see what I mean? Because that would mean that the Losers Club in the 2010s probably didn't defeat him. You know, he might have just went away and went to sleep. Just kind of like Jeepers Creepers. No matter what you do to Jeepers Creepers, you can beat him until he's just like the size of a bat. But he's still coming back. He's still going to come back. And that's what we saw with Jeepers Creepers. And if Jeepers Creepers could do that, I'm sure Pennywise is probably immortal. I'm going to go out on the limb and say that Pennywise is probably immortal. And I don't think he can actually die. I mean, we're talking about a creature that can go inside your brain and see what's going on. I used to keep clownfish. Okay. Hold on, wait. I saw, yeah, koi, but clownfish is saltwater. Okay. So it was a koi fish. It's a koi fish. It's a koi fish. That's what I thought. I thought it was a koi fish. Somebody said a clownfish. Clownfish 100% Depeche. The comment ranking is elaborate. There's a lot more data in here than the last time. I actually chatted in chat. Oh, okay. The show is telling us not to allow the past to be forgotten like our government is trying to do. Remembrance is necessary for survival and growth. And I'll end that and I'll end that statement with Sankofa. Most definitely. Sankofa. All day long. Very interesting for sure. Indeed. Joe knows what's good. She said that she talked to him like a true black grandmother too. So yeah, that was the grandmother. That was, she said, "You keep that lid on tight now." Yeah, that was the grandmother. That was that's something that it cannot replicate. An even younger Wingstop. Yes, indeed. Yo, we calling them the Rainbow Coalition. Yo, Kayla. Yo, what do y'all think about Hank? You know what I'm saying? What's up with Hank? That's why Ronnie's mom was like, that's why she's like, Hank's gonna fry. Cause it told her it told her that Hank was messing with that white woman. And she turned to beef jerky. That's all this is to it. Yo, that had me rolling. Like I said, oh, no wonder the wife came back. Yo, hold on. He's also not a certified dairy grown-up, neither is Charlotte. That's a very good point. That's a very good point. You see what I'm saying? That is a very good point. They're not native to dairy. So they have not been there to be like caught up under the spell. And I want to say something about that, right? Check this out. They are not natives of dairy, not caught up under the spell, which made me love how Leroy believed his son about what he saw. He didn't just think he was crazy. He didn't cash it out like this boy just doesn't want to be out here fishing with me. He didn't do any of that. He saw the marks on his son. He believed his son. He didn't like just call him crazy. Because my thing is this, you could have the marks on there without the monster. It ain't nothing but rocks and shit up in that water. Like, yeah, you could have got marked up, but the shit looked like something had grabbed him. And I like the fact that the father and the mother are intuitive. Like they're not just laying down and just letting things happen in this city that they moved into, you know. One thing that I want to talk about with y'all, what the hell is up with all the black people getting burnt in Stephen King's universe? Does anybody have any answers for that? Like, what's up with their deaths being fire all the time? Okay. Even when Leroy ran out there when he ran out there with the fireplace poker, okay? He had a fireplace poker when he ran out there. He ran out there with the fireplace poker. Okay. Let's look at the vision that he had. What was the vision? Was him burnt up. Then you got the people at the black spot burnt up. You have Mike Hanlon's parents, they get burnt up. Like, what is it? What is it with everybody getting burnt up? All the black people getting burnt up. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. You know what I'm saying? He's burnt up here. And he tells him, you'll burn too. So what is it with all the black people getting burnt up? What's good with that? Let me see. What y'all talking about? Why do you think Russo is named Russo? It means red hair. Yo, I can't tell you. I it's just that simple. I can't really say. I cannot really say. I want to say something so bad, but you got to wait till next week. Next week ends everything that I know about it. Welcome to Derry so far. I've only seen the first 5 episodes. So, like, I after this episode, I'm with y'all. I'm watching it with y'all. Like, I don't know. I'm not gonna tell well, episode 5 is just as fire as this episode. I'm gonna just say it like that. I'm gonna just say it like that. Depeche says the alphabet agencies and military had to take a lot more latitude before Vietnam, though. Oh, y'all down there cooking. Y'all down there cooking. I'm looking for some comments on why they burn up all the black people. Let me hear that. Let me see. They want to use it as a weapon, so maybe it turned them into weapons like agents in the Matrix. That's heavy. That's heavy. Yo, you wait till episode 5. What you just said right there is a bell ringer. You don't know it yet. Hank is out here thinking he Tiger Woods. Hank is OJ Simpson. Hank is Hank is OJ Simpson, and he going down for murder though. Where's Johnny Cochran at around this time? How old was Johnny Cochran in 1962? Was he practicing law? Because Charlotte needs to hop on that payphone and call some goddamn body, right? Because Hank is finna fry. They about to do away with Hank. Sad. It's sad though. That's fucked up. Little Mike Hanlon, does he even get to meet his maternal grandfather? Now, let me ask you guys this. Do you think that Ronnie is the mother of Mike Hanlon? I think so. I think so. I think that Veronica Grogan is the mother of Mike Hanlon because she marries Will Hanlon and they have him. You know what I'm saying? Now we've seen Leroy Hanlon in the movie. Yeah, that was Leroy Hanlon in the movie. Hold on. I think I put that in this folder. Leroy Hanlon. Oh, no. It's in another folder. But the brother that played in 21 Jump Street, the original 21 Jump Street, he was in the movie. That brother doesn't age. I gotta say that. That brother definitely doesn't age. You know what I'm saying? Yo, why they got Shaw peeping out the window like Malcolm X? Oh my goodness, this is crazy. I just peeped that. They got him looking out the window like Malcolm X. Wow. We are children of the sun. Okay, that's a good answer. That's a good answer. I don't know. I think it might be a little deeper than that. I don't know. Let's see here. Yo, Leroy validating his son made me so relieved. Me too. I was like, yo, me too. Stephen King loves a magical black person. The magical Negro trope, eh? Yeah, right? Yeah, that's true. That's true. Leroy played hooded justice in injustice in the oh yeah. Okay, yeah, he sure did. He sure did. I guess we can't float, so we gotta burn. Oh my God, is he saying that black people can't swim? So yo, that's terrible. Fire is like racism. Woo! Extremely destructive, and it spreads as long as there's fuel. Wow. Luna Cascade be saying some shit, y'all. Word of mother. Hold up. Depeche said, Ronnie's dad isn't infected with dairy either. Neither is the grandma. She's just forgotten in the steel of growing up in the last part of the 1800s. So I doubt that family came from there either. So you don't think Ronnie and them is from Derry? That's crazy. I don't know though. I mean, he seems to be kind of embedded into the town. I mean, he's the projectionist at the movie theater. Um, one of them was like, "Yo, yeah, we gonna miss you, Hank." You know what I'm saying? Somebody said that shit to him because black people don't swim. Fire versus water. Ooh, oh yeah, yo, he was peeping Charlotte and gave me the willies. Yo, are you talking about Russo? Yeah, I'm not going. I can't say. I can't say, sis. You already know. John Cochran was 23. Yeah, he Johnny could definitely take the case. Johnny's definitely old enough to take the case. It would be funny if we see somebody named Johnny come up in this show dealing with this whole thing with him. I How do you think this is resolved? I don't know how it's resolved. How do you think the situation with Hank is resolved? Because I mean, kids is going missing and people just be forgetting about that shit. So are they gonna care that how do you think it's resolved? A lot of people who still think that Maddie and Phil are alive. So do they find Maddie and Phil and you know vindicate Hank? Like what how do you guys think this resolves? You know what I mean? Uh let me see. Isn't Lee in chapter 1? So yeah, her name is one of the name her name is one of the names that every hears from in the bathroom sink drain. I'm worried for her. Yeah, yeah. I think that you're saying that I'm not sure what you're saying with that. I'm gonna just be real. That Ronnie hears. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so Ronnie was hearing stuff in the drain too. That's interesting. I forgot about that. Nah, I forgot that Ronnie was hearing stuff in the drain as well. Um, I wonder why. Well, oh, I got it right here. Ronnie was the first one that we saw showing some love to Maddie. Remember, she helped him hide. I think that that's where. Oh, now I realize something. After, so I made a joke about Maddie having a box of Cracker Jacks in the movie theater, but not buying a ticket. Okay, so let's take it back a little bit. So so he takes Lily up to the hangout spot. He gives her a box of Cracker Jacks and he has a box for himself. They both open up and they trade prizes. She gets the turtle, he gets the rocket ship. He tries to kiss her and he's like, I gotta get out of here. You know, she kind of dubs him on the kiss and he's like, I gotta get out of here. And so he leaves up out of there. So where I think he goes to is I think he goes to the movie theater. After he's with Lily, he goes to the movie theater. That's what I think happened, and he's still rocking that same box of Cracker Jacks when he gets there. I think Ronnie let him into the theater, you know, or helped him get in or whatever without paying for the ticket. That's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Oh, but you said Beverly hears. No, but oh, no, because Beverly heard something totally different. She didn't. Okay, so what they were hearing in the drain was the Music Man, trouble, 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 trouble. They was hearing that, trouble in the city and all that shit. He sure does. So, okay, he sure does. Stephen King loving a magical Negro. He sure does. The black woman in the stand is magical too. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he loves a magical Negro. He might be the OG of magical Negroes for real. Like when you think about it. I mean, shit, Dick Halloran in The Shining. I mean, we going way back. Okay, okay. Ah, okay. Let's see here. I didn't see him in Shawshank. We got 4 more episodes. So there is time. Exactly. A lynching scene. That's how you think that okay. That's very possible in this shit. You know, they might just say, "Hey, we're gonna burn up the black spot, just get him and throw him in there." I don't know. I don't know. Let me see. Let's see what y'all got here. What we got? Where we at? Where we at? Veronica Grogan was the name that comes up from the pipes, but 1950 time period's been switched. Yeah. Now, see, that's the thing. Veronica Grogan was eaten by it, who was one of Beverly's friends. So we can just say that they just rewrote that because Beverly hasn't even been thought of yet. And Veronica's running around here, with young Wingstop. So, yeah. So this is something that they've changed in the book. And I'm glad that they did, actually. Um, I like that they changed it. I like that. The only thing like that I didn't like about this episode was it was short. It felt short to me. It felt real short to me. You know what I'm saying? Um, I love the fact that the symbolism in this episode was crazy. Even the father and son fishing, the two fishermen, that symbolism, the two fish, the Pisces symbolism. You see what I'm saying? I thought that was dope. They did you notice that they were talking more on the radio about the Cuba and the Soviets coming to America and invading America and shit? I think that's a nod to the movie Red Dawn. I think that's totally a nod to the movie Red Dawn. I'm talking about the original one. I think Patrick Swayze and all them motherfuckers was in it. The original one, I think there was actually a radio message that was almost identical to the radio message that we heard the chief listening to. Matter of fact, hold on, I think we right there with it. The chief was listening to the radio and while he was talking right here, he was listening to the radio, and the radio, what you heard on the radio sounded exactly like what I remember from the movie Red Dawn. If I'm mistaken, somebody correct me in that. If you remember the original, the OG Red Dawn, they had the same message about the Soviets and Cubans and all of that. Like, yeah, talk about it. If y'all in the chat and y'all feel me on that, talk about it. I might be too old for y'all in there. I don't know. I know I got some old heads in here with me. Scottsdale, let's go. Okay, what's up, Scottsdale? Somebody hit me up from Scottsdale, wants me to come out there and talk about symbolism in movies. I haven't got back to them yet. Red Dawn, the OG Red Dawn is the best. Like that other one, it's okay, but the OG one is crazy. The OG one is definitely the best. Yep, they were commenting about the Cuban Missile Crisis. Yeah, they sure were. And it sounded like it was the exact same radio play from Red Dawn. Correct me if I'm wrong. If anybody saw that and you know what I'm talking about, drop that in the comments because I thought that was crazy. You know what I'm saying? So we got the black people getting burnt. I don't know why they do that. You know what I mean? One thing that I thought was dope is that Shaw knows that this feeding cycle is almost over, right? So his ass is lying about forgetting everything when he left DERRY. Right. And somebody might be like, well, how would he have known to tell her that? Well, she turns right around and says, I told you that was going to happen. So he's just lying to her about forgetting things in DERRY. He knows about the feeding cycles. He knows about, they have intel. They have very serious intel. And even Fuller is privy to that intel because they were totally talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that was Chief Bowers listening to the radio. That's right. That was Bowers listening to the radio. You know what I'm saying? He's a straight asshole, y'all. His whole fucking bloodline is trash. The son, this dude is a straight up asshole. Yeah, I can't stand Bowers. It's like, nah, yo. But I love how she dealt with the other cop, though. I love how she dealt with him. Hold on, let me Let me find the other when she went back and was talking to that other cop. She let his ass know what time it was. Look how he looked at her. And she looked right back at him like this right here. Oh, yeah, you think I'm fucking with you. You think I'm playing, huh? I have everybody. She said, I have all JFK, RFK, all kind of FKs down here. I love that. I love that. Yeah, Charlotte was definitely giving the sacred mother vibes. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Yeah, he remembered the slingshot thing. He remembered what happened. Exactly, Indigo. There's no way around that. Because if she gave the slingshot back to you, then why didn't you forget about what happened? The fact that he had the slingshot proves that he's lying to her about forgetting things. So what if he's shining too? Like how does he not forget what happened? How does that happen? You see what I'm saying? How did could it be the slingshot is what helped him retain his memories? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if I saw some shit chasing me in the woods like that, I would never forget that. I can say that I would never forget that. I wouldn't forget that I got chased. Well, I don't know. I can't say never, right? Sometimes things happen to you and you block that shit out like it never happened, right? I'm sure that's happened to people. You know what I mean? What else? What else? Yeah, me too. Strong lady. These breakdowns are on a whole nother level. Snake Eyes and the Jezebel. Thank you very much for that. If y'all haven't seen my Snake Eyes breakdown, definitely top tier material right there. Um, you know, a lot of information people were talking about, but a lot of that stuff I figured out on my own. I went and watched the whole movie and thought about the whole Charlie Kirk situation. The Jezebel thing is just letting you know everything right there. Before Charlie Kirk's death or his assassination, a witch coven cast a spell on him named Jezebel. And during that movie, Jezebel is one of the first things mentioned in the movie. The movie takes place during a storm called Hurricane Jezebel. So they were and they made it a point to make a distinction between hurricane and tropical depression. Now, depression, we're talking finances, right? Like the depression is when they was the rise of the fiat currency. You see what I'm saying? So these things are embedded within that movie. And then for 27 years later, I want to note that 27 years is the time frame that it comes back to, right? Then you have the penny being taken down, and like my homie Taylor said to me about Pennywise and the penny being discontinued. Then we have the Pennywise. We had the silver screen with Hank Grogan, right? What else? Even what's her face? Hold on, wait, let's get her up here. I know I took a picture of it. Yes, I did get a picture of it. Even what's her name? Margie. She has this golden compact right there. Like it looks like a golden coin almost. And like, why did they focus on that? There's a lot of silver, gold, and copper references in this show, right? Even Hank Grogan smokes embassy golds, right? So we have that. Hey, Lord Corey in the building. We are out here indeed. Yes. We out here indeed, A Lord Corey. A Lord Corey, what's going on? You know what? We've been rocking for a solid hour. I'm not gonna let y'all go right now. I'm gonna actually call to see if anybody wants to come up and rap about this episode that they saw. You know, I'd love to hear from Food Pyramid. I'd love to hear from all of y'all. I'd love to hear from even Indigo. Indigo is dropping some real heavy notes in there. You know what I'm saying? Definitely want to see if you guys want to come up here and talk a little something, drop something on me that I might have missed or failed to talk about. Like I told you, I'm not really good at going over the episode like frame by frame in my live streams like that. You know what I'm saying? It's cool and everything for those who like it. But this, when I saw this picture right here, it just got me thinking, what are we calling them? What are we going to call them? The losers cubs? The losers parents? The OG losers? The OG losers. That's the only thing that sounds like catchy to me, the OG losers. But yeah, I think that now that Margie has been hurt by it, that the OGs are going to embrace her now. And I think that she will get a chance to redeem herself because she has been a fucked up friend. I wasn't even mad or sad about what happened to her. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, Pyramid is in the building. What's going on, family? How you?
Good, good. You know how it be.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. What did you think of this episode?
Love the app, dude. I was watching it on the car ride. I had to go drop off a family member at the airport, so I was like in the passenger seat trying to like pay attention, but also watch the road. You know.
Okay, yeah. Zeus, I see you in the back chat. I see you
But
back there,
yeah,
Zeus. I'm gonna bring you up.
the episode was great. I loved the episode a lot. Like seeing Dick Halloran just kind of get down and dirty like that was pretty wild. Like that's the way I honestly think he's almost like way stronger than they've ever let on before in any of the other stuff. But it's like, oh my god, I legit think he could like in Doctor Sleep, he could place you in a box if he wanted and just keep you locked there.
Yeah, and you know, I'm glad they didn't like say, okay, we're giving you his formative years, so he's still finding himself with his powers. Like, no, this man didn't accidentally go into this man's brain. He did that shit purposely. He turned his brain into a corridor and knew exactly what door he needed to go into to find the information that he needed. Like, he's well seasoned with his powers. He
That's exactly
probably,
what I was about to say.
oh my goodness, like that was what we needed. I needed to see that. That's what that, because it kind of like there was like a mentor relationship with him and Danny Torrance, right? And Dan
Yeah.
didn't really know his powers and stuff like that. You dig? But this Dick Halloran, it kind of gives you like think about what we saw him be able to do in this episode, and then now think back to him as an old man in The Shining, just trying to teach the young boy what's up. His grandma was probably bad as hell too. You know what I'm saying? Especially with her being able to reach out to him from the dead. So
It
crazy.
it seems wild because like she was abusive to him but also loving, so you know, it's a interesting dynamic for him.
Ah, yes. And don't be surprised if they touch on that a little bit and you find out actually the rhyme and reason. What makes you say that she was abusive to him? Is it the book?
He like mentions that in the show somewhere, like in the first episode. He kind of like, I forget how he says it. There's a line somewhere in the show where he basically alludes to the fact that grandma kind of beat his ass a lot.
Okay. Okay. I don't know. I
I'll
think
go over it and maybe find it for you, but I'm pretty sure there was something that indicated to me that was like,
yeah,
oh, yeah.
yeah, you got me walking on a spoiler territory line here, and I'm not gonna do it to y'all, but y'all definitely, like I said, episode 5 is just as good as episode 4, if not no, episode 5 is a little better. I mean, and that's a high bar. Episode 4 set a very high bar for this series.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
with the not just Dick Halloran's powers, but the backstory and the way that they gave it to us. And we know so much more now. We have a new name for Pennywise, or we don't have to even say it anymore. We could say the Galoo now. We could say the Galoo, and we don't even have to say it anymore. You know what I'm saying? Um, them that's what made me think that From was trying to pull from Stephen King because he used the word like it and they use a word like from. Both of those words, you cannot even copyright those words. You know what I'm saying? So like, and when you think about it, they're search engine nightmares. Like when From first came out and I was trying to find information about it, I would type in the word From and pretty much get nothing in the search engine. You know what I mean? Even if I type MGM, or I meant to say Epics, because it was on Epix at the time, and it would just show me all these shows from Epix. So it was like a nightmare word to use. At the time that it came out, though, Stephen King didn't have to worry about that, so it kind of makes sense on why he used the word it. But now we have the Galoo. What do you think about that? What was you going through watching that?
I loved how it was like taking on forms of animals and things at first, like when for the Native Americans, and it makes a lot of sense. Like you kind of fear what you see in the world, and that's all they saw back in the world until the Europeans came over and stuff. So it was just a really cool insight into show how, like, in the beginning, even it himself, or Galoo, was like a very raw power and didn't even know what to do himself at first.
Yeah. Oh, that's a very good point. He was kind of feeling around, and he had to experience humans before he was able to come up with other forms that scared them.
Yeah, like at first he was just always a beast, right? Like just some form of a beast, basically.
Yeah, most definitely. We're gonna bring Zeus up here with us real quick. I usually go one at a time, but we're gonna go ahead and bring Zeus up here so he could join in the conversation. What's going on, Zeus? Zeus, you gotta I'm a boot you out the room real quick. When you come back in, just make sure you unmute the mic. Oh, you back? You got it? You got it? No, you good. You good. Come on. Unmute the mic. You good. I just saw you unmute the mic. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this episode right here gave us a lot of information. It definitely set up for episode 5, and it just has me eager to see 6, 7, and 8. You know what I mean? Not that I want to hurry up and get it over with, but I wish they would go ahead and send me the other 3 so I could get these videos popping. You feel me? What did you think
I
about
love
my video?
Oh, dude, I need to watch it because I didn't get a chance to really watch your video yet because, like I said, I was kind of in the car in motion at the time, so I'm coming like kind of fresh off of this moment. But to kind of just real quick, I wanted to talk about was what had been popping in my head right now is like you said, when Dick Halloran was going into his memory and watching him recite the story, and then the freeze frame of the woman's eye, like the left eye,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Some good old left eye symbolism there for you.
Oh
But
yeah, definitely the one eye symbolism when her eye froze and like blinked and whatnot. Yo, that was crazy. That reminded me of a movie, but I can't really put my finger on what movie that reminded me of. But that same thing happened in another movie where a character went inside somebody's brain or mind and made them tell them something that they wanted to know. And when it wasn't Inception, I believe that happened in Inception. It might be Inception, but I know it was another movie where that same thing happened. So you didn't see the video. We got a couple more people in here real quick. I want to play something for y'all. I play my part of the video. I played this earlier, but this is my interpretation of the Margie scene. But little does Lily know that her mom is taking her medication, and that's why we never see Lily high. Her mom has been popping chlorpromazine like Perks and Lean, so when the work is clean, she hits Lily's plugs for the dub and some Billie Jean. Ooh, she mean. So Lily and her team split the pills in between just in case Pennywise pops up on the scene. But the patty cakes and Margie had a fucked up scheme, but Margie was about to come clean while Lily sat on the latrine. And it hit Margie with some of that shit that she had seen. Had her eyes turning all types of blues, reds, and greens, like some weird allergy shit, but this wasn't no histamine. Lily tried to help but drops the pill in the pee while Margie cries and leaves. Lily runs behind her looking to find her, so she follows the cries and screams. Margie had already dropped her glasses, so she head to the woodshop classes to stop the pain by any means. And it's so ironic. She goes hands-on with Masonic chills and bandsaws to cut the optic antennas off. Lily comes just in the nick of time to take her hands off that chisel that got her right eye looking like meatballs and pan sauce. And I believe that turtle charm on Lily's arm and sleeve stopped Pennywise's motion.
But then the shop room filled up with dozens of kids who heard the commotion and saw what looked like a Juniper Hill trauma explosion.
Yeah, what you thought about that food pyramid?
Man, it's like that's one thing I love about like just lyricism in general is the way you can string from one thought to the next in a successive like line.
Oh yes, yes. Yo, I thought it was so funny. That scene was funny to me. I love that scene. It was a funny scene. Lily sitting on the toilet, happy as hell that some boy was trying to talk to her was hilarious, yo. She she's sitting there on the toilet peeing, and then homegirl was about to come clean about the situation. Look at her face. Her face was funny when she was about to come clean, and she was definitely hurt about what she was about to do to her friend. I can definitely say that she had some sort of remorse, right? She didn't deserve to have her eye mangled up like that. That's kind of deep, but she ended up like the bug-eyed freak that she was talking about from episode 1. But
Well, let me put it this way. What if it was because she did it to herself, right? All of her actions have said like self-serving. So it's really like her doing it to herself. Even though Pennywise scared her into the moment, it's like she was always gonna. She's basically chosen to do wrong more than she's chosen to do right. So
yeah, yeah. You know what? Just dropped the mid-season trailer. I'm gonna play the mid-season trailer for us real quick. I definitely want to see it. Hold on. I want to see the mid-season trailer. Y'all gonna watch it with me? Let's watch it. Hold up. Let me pull it up here. Where you at? Okay. Hold on. Give me a second. We're gonna get the mid-season trailer popping. Bet. Got it up. Okay. Add it to the stage. Get us out the way. We got the mid-season trailer popping up right now, y'all. Here it go.
You convinced everyone to come and see me. Because you're such a good friend.
Scouts have noted that the residents have been acting more aggressively.
Burn in hell, you son of a bitch!
If we're gonna go after this thing, it needs to be all of us.
That goddamn thing forced itself into my head.
It can't be controlled. You put us in a cage with a goddamn monster!
The one thing that makes people really listen is fear. You are fucking insane.
This is what it wants, to turn us against each other.
You got my mind all fucked up.
I've always wondered how you taste. Take my hand.
Yo, that's a crazy fucking trailer for a TV show, yo. That trailer right there is that's crazy for a show. And we got some answers too. We got some answers. We got some of episode 5 and beyond. What am I looking for here? Hold on, wait. Oh, did y'all see this symbolism right here? Fire shot right there. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. That's probably in another episode because I didn't see this. All her finding the Robert Gray situation. This is the same picture that was in Mrs. Kirsch's house. You know what I'm saying? Cumberland County, 1908, the same time that Francis saw the Skelly Man. Okay. What else we got? Oh shit. What's this? This is that little girl's hair. So what's going on? Oh, we talking about some okay, so they're at Kirsch's house. So y'all might be right about that. She could, or Kirsch is the little girl clown. She said her father was a dancing clown in the circus. So we didn't get to see. We didn't get to see the father yet. Hold on, wait. We got some answers though, y'all. We saw something. Hold on. Where are you at? So Margie, so what is this? Who is this?
Into my head.
Wait, who is that?
That goddamn thing forced itself into my head.
Oh shit. Who was that? What the fuck was that? Uh-oh. Did we see something right there?
That goddamn thing forced itself into my head.
It can't be controlled.
Oh. Who's that, y'all? Who's that, Food Pyramid? Who is that?
Looks like, man, I can't. It's hard because I'm, I'm on the phone right now for me to see. I don't know. I'm going with. I'm assuming it's just one of the kids, like the ones we saw in the past, that got eaten at the theater.
That's Susie right there.
Okay, that's that. All right. I can see it now. Now
I can say that I saw this part. This is episode 5 type of shit right here. Oh, look at the deadlights in her eyes again.
You put us.
Ooh, there's the black spot burning up, y'all. Oh, some vigilante bullshit going on. We got some clan type of shit going on. I saw some clan symbolism earlier too. I think I'm gonna save that for the video when this comes out.
Put us in a cage with a goddamn monster.
The one thing that makes people really listen.
What the fuck are they doing? What the fuck are they doing, y'all? Did they get the pillars and are they melting them down?
I'm assuming that has to be part of the pillar, right? Or at least some of the substance from the crash site.
Some of the substance, and they're taking that and they're melting it down. It seems like they're forging something.
I love how it looks like obsidian, like when you think about that. And obsidian has been like something across many stories I've seen in fantasy used as like almost like multi-elemental or something,
Oh, most definitely. And it is very much so. Obsidian is very sacred. There was another body that popped out the water. We got to find it.
You are fucking insane.
This is what it wants, to turn us against each other.
Yep.
That looked like Yellow Man. Hold up.
To turn us against each other.
Hey, y'all, I just want to say this real quick. This is y'all getting a little taste of what my wife has to go through when she's watching TV shows with me. Because I'm like pausing, looking at everything. Is that a bottle of Granddad I see in the corner right there?
Yep, I'm mind all fucked up.
Got my mind all fucked up.
I've always wondered how you taste.
Is that blood all over his face? Oh, so something happens with a lot of people in the town. Look at all these people floating. The whole city gets smoked out. Oh shit. What the fuck? Oh, those are burned up. Those are the burnt homies.
That's everybody that got burned up, yeah.
Those are the burnt homies. Look, this is the one guy right here. The guy that was singing drunk with the moonshine. Yo, this shit is crazy. They about to go stupid with this, y'all. Oh, is she hitting Leroy like that? Man, I hope that they don't have any kind of like familial trauma going on, because where was Mike Hanlon's grandmom in the movies too? Who's that? Who is that? Oh, that's Teddy.
And if I wasn't on my phone, I would give you
That looks like Teddy. Who is that, y'all? Hold on, let me look in the chat real quick. We gotta look in the chat. Is that Bill Skarsgård? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. He's the best it. There's only two. I mean, you got Tim Curry. Tim Curry's the OG though. Tim Curry did a great job. I love how it had like a New York accent, a New Yorker accent in the 90s and shit. You know what I'm saying? He had
Like
that kind of like
the cast they had for that was cool. It was just that it sucked because it was supposed to be on TV, so it wasn't ever going to be anywhere near what it should have been.
yes. Obsidian is always a productive stone. Yes, that reminds me of the Congo Belgian conflict. Ooh, yo, we talking that shit. Dragon glass. Ow. Yeah. Ronnie has the protective amulet. Oh, y'all talking some shit.
Now,
Obsidian.
I'm going to jump off of that to a little something here. I'm from a place and there's a mine nearby, and it's called Black Diamond. Kind of like Native American area, and then further from here, we got military base that used to store a lot of weapons during World War II. And we had an accident that happened where a large group of African American soldiers died because the white commanders were having like a competition to make them load ship hella fast, and then whichever team won, yada yada, whatever, bragging rights. And this happened in, oh god, what year was it? It was like around the era of World War II, and body parts
Oh,
were
okay.
literally blown like to towns like 2 parts away.
Oh shit. Get the fuck out of here.
Dude, look up Port Chicago disaster. It's a reason why our military actually made a rule where squadrons couldn't be all one race. They had to start.
What was
They
that
start
again?
the Port Chicago disaster.
Port Chicago disaster.
Yeah. After that event, they no longer made it so like it was only African men. It was like they started diversifying the troops.
Oh shit. I'm looking at pictures from that shit. There's a picture that looks just like the Bradley gang's car. Oh
It's
shit.
a wild story. It's 100% real.
I
And like
gotta
my
check that out. I definitely have to do
what
my due diligence on that. I want to point out what Bill Chill said. Obsidian's significant lies in its dual nature as both a practical tool and a mystical stone. Historically, its razor sharp edges made it essential for tools and weapons, while uh, ancient cultures valued it for its spiritual practices like divination. And it is still used for surgical scalpels today. Metaphysically, it is significant for protection, grounding, emotional healing, and revealing truth. Did he drop any more? Oh, that was enough. The Port Chicago disaster was a deadly munitions explosion of the ship SSEA Bryan on July 17th, 1944, at the Port of Chicago Naval Magazine in Port Chicago. Wow. I got to check that. I need to do my due diligence on that. I heard about that, but I don't know much about it. Like, I heard about that.
Yeah, I'm from this area, so I know like all about it. So if you ever want to ask me, you can too. Like,
I heard a rapper say something about it before.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It might have been Big T. Have y'all ever heard of the battle rapper Big T? I remember he said something about the Port Chicago explosion or some shit like that in a rap, in an actual battle rap. He brought that up. Or I might be mistaken by that. I think he was battle rapping somebody else and they said that shit to him. That's what happened. Because Big T's from Chicago. And like he was battle rapping with somebody. Oh man, who was it? It was another big battle rapper too. And he was nice. And he said so they said something about that to him. And that's the only time I'd heard about that, to be honest with you. But that's real dope information. And like Luna said, obsidian is a protective stone. Indeed. Indeed. Oh man. So that's Teddy right there. That's Teddy. that looks like Teddy, that is consistent with his injuries. So they have showed us Teddy and Susie. They haven't showed us Maddie and Phil. So are they still alive? And do they help vindicate Hank Rogan? That's the question. That's what we need to know. That's what we want to know. You know? That was great. That was great. This was a great mid-season trailer. I'm gonna back it up a little bit to the part where she was screaming.
Scouts have noted that the residents have been acting more aggressively.
Burn in hell, you son of a bitch!
If we're gonna go after this thing, it needs to be all of us.
That goddamn thing forced itself into my head.
It can't be controlled.
You put us in a cage with a goddamn monster.
The one thing that makes people really listen is fear. You are fucking insane.
This is what it wants, to turn us against each other.
You got my mind all fucked up. I've always wondered how you taste. Take my hand.
Yeah, you don't get no better than that, y'all. You don't get no better than that. This is gonna be crazy. And I think I picked something too. I think
That half red face, it looks amazing. Like the blood face that he had there.
Blood face was fucking crazy. This one is crazy too, but the one where he was looking straight up and the blood looked so uniform across his mouth, like, and he was saying, "I was wondering how you taste." You see what I'm saying? That speaks to what I was saying about them having the shining abilities. You know what I'm saying? Because what do you mean you wonder how to you eat children all the time? Like, you know what children taste like. You know what I'm saying? Like, you this is like a special meal for him. Children with shining abilities is a special meal for Pennywise. And this is why he takes so long with them. This is why he fucks with them for so long. All of that. That's exactly what that is. Yo, shout out to HBO for going out on a limb. HBO will go out on a limb with their shows. I'm going to tell you who's been following suit lately with just going out on a limb with good stuff is Apple TV. Apple TV definitely has the budgets for that HBO quality, and they have been coming with it. They have definitely been coming with it. I mean, we saw that in Severance season 2. Not so much in season 1. Season 1 looked a little lower budgeted, but season 2 was definitely higher budgeted. And they brought a few more people, few more well-known actors as well came through. But shout out to HBO for going out on a limb and making such a scary television show. I think this is the scariest television show on the market right now. Like, this shit is crazy. And Pennywise in the book used to go ham on them kids. So he wasn't really shy about eating children. And they're putting that in your face right now. Like, shit, this is crazy. This is crazy. I think it's great. Let's see what else going on in the chat. Yes. Yes. Hold on. What's going on? What year is it supposed to be? It's supposed to be 1962. The year 1962 coming up on the summer. It isn't the summer yet. And that's the thing. We got to talk about these feeding cycles. When do these feeding cycles actually happen? Because well, I don't know if he killed Maddie yet, but he grabbed Maddie in the winter. It was snowing. It was snow outside. It was right after New Year's. Right after New Year's, right after Christmas. The Christmas decorations were still up at the movie theater. And so when we look at the other movies, we know that it used to strike during the summer. Okay. So then we know that 4 months passed. So Maddie was kidnapped, and then you have 4 months pass. 4 months go by. So they're in April. They're in April and May right now. So they're coming up on the summer. But one thing that's very interesting is that Shaw is saying that the feeding cycle is almost over. I don't know what's going on. Like, I want to know about that feeding cycle. Is it just able to feed all year? Like, what does it really do? What's really going on in dairy with it? If you know, it's been a long time since I've read the book, but I do remember that Pennywise used to go crazy in the book. And there's a scene in there that we don't really talk about too much either. And I've always wondered, why in the hell would Stephen King put a teenage or a child orgy in the book like that? Are you aware of that?
Yeah, I've heard about that. Everyone, I think, has talked about that at some point if they've, at least looked up it or read about it or and know anything about Stephen King. I'm not too sure, but I'm not like, I don't know. I feel like indifferent about it just because
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
It's just words though, right? Like it's not like he's acting upon it. It's just words, so
No,
I don't know. But
it's
like,
it's not just words, because when you read a book, you kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I
well,
know for me,
I mean, in the sense that it's like I can't get like triggered off of what he's gonna write. Like I've already been hearing him drop so many n bombs, and I'm like, dude, it feels weird hearing it, but like at the same time, I'm like, what am I gonna do? It's not gonna change like anything that I can do at this moment. You know what I mean? That's I
well,
guess
yeah,
how I
I
mean.
mean, like him dropping the N bomb is different from writing something like children having an
Yeah,
orgy in the fucking
yeah.
sewer shit. Like,
Like I'm never gonna like back up a pedophile or anything like that. That's but I don't know how to think about it. I just haven't read it personally, so I can't really say I know what to say
my,
about it.
my thing is, let's watch our words too. My thing is, not to. I'm not saying that that's what he's type of time he's on. What I'm saying
Yeah.
is, why the fuck would you write that, bro? why why did you write that, bro? You could have left that out, just like the movies left that shit out. Like, I know it's not really talked about a lot, but like, yo, I mean, he's talking about a lot of fucked up shit happening to kids and almost everything. Like, and I like Stephen King. I fuck with his work, you know what I'm saying? Heavy. He has so much work, and he also has work under an alias name too. So like, I fuck with him so heavy. I used to wonder if he was actually the writer of a lot of that stuff. Is it possible that he was just given that stuff to put his name on it? And is he a part of some sort of club that he's been given a pass to do certain things in the industry? I don't know. It's crazy. It's
I
crazy.
don't know if it goes that far with him, but I do know like he has his alter alias or other pseudonym, Richard Bachman. And
Hmm.
then, he's had so many short stories, but I've just always found the majority of his work to be overall fascinating because, like, beyond that, the it theme I think still is relevant. Where it's like, what really he's trying to strike at is like what the kid said in this most recent trailer. Is don't let it separate us. It's trying to cause fear, and I feel like that's the same division we talk about just living day to day life. Don't let like something as crazy as like racism take over your being.
Oh yeah, I think racism. I laugh at racism actually. I think racism. When people like I remember this white man called me a nigger one time, and I just bust out laughing in his face. You know what I'm saying? I was probably 13 years old. I was about 13 years old. Me and this guy named Poochie. Poochie passed away when we were in our 20s. He was a good brother. He was a strong brother too. And he was small, but he was mighty. You dig what I'm saying? And one day, um, we just were walking around the block. It was a group of guys, a group of girls. We're walking around the block and shit like that. And this white guy uh told us not to walk by past his house no more. And I was like, man, fuck him. You know what I'm saying? I said, man, fuck him. I wasn't talking to him. I was talking to the group, like, man, fuck him. We walking, we can do, and he ain't gonna do shit. And we walked back past there, and he came running out with a fucking machete and called me a nigger. And I stood right there. And Poochie stood right there too. I laughed in his face. You know what I'm saying? Poochie standing there, he was right there with me. We was about to beat the shit out this white man. I ain't do nothing. I didn't hit him or do anything. He just walked away with a machete, like he was really gonna do something to us. Like racism is funny to me because it's really ignorance and it's
Yeah.
really assholes. Some people like I'm not gonna think that like a racist person comes outside and is racist towards black people or any other race or whatever, and then they go home and they're nice to their kids and shit. I think a racist is probably an asshole all the way around. Everywhere he goes, everywhere he or she goes, probably an asshole. Probably an asshole. Their own family members probably don't like them. You know what I'm saying? This is why you see a lot of children that come from racist households, they they go against that shit. And they go against that shit because they're smart enough to realize how fucking ignorant their parents are. You know
Like
what I'm
shallow
saying?
worldview is. Yeah. Once they go and
Yeah.
experience real life. Yeah.
Yeah, they especially when they go experience real life and realize that everything they've been told about a group of people is a bunch of fucking lies and stereotypes. So like me personally, like I laugh at that stuff. Like I laugh at racism. It's funny to me. I use the word nigga all the time. Like shit, I say it myself. I don't mind nobody saying putting nigga in their book. That shit doesn't bother me. But the child orgy is kind of crazy. I mean, we gotta be
Yeah.
real. And
Yeah. Yeah.
Luna says he was doing a lot of coke at the time too. So that probably has something to do with it. He was under the
He was
influence.
like, apparently he was drinking and a lot of coke and also, or excuse me, doing a lot of coke and drinking like basically like more than a 12 pack a day or something, like while writing Cujo and several other stories. And then he started getting clean, I think around this time, around it, from what I remember. I could be wrong on the dates, but
He said he's apologized for that, and cocaine was the co-pilot on that book. Man, that's I mean, yo, that's a cop out. I would have been like, yo, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I was just trying to write some crazy, freaky, crazy shit. That's really what it was. I mean, the cocaine and all. I don't know. I've never done cocaine in my life, so I don't know how it would affect me writing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how that would affect me. I smoke weed, and I smoke weed and I write bars and like shit like that. But I I don't know how that I don't know how that life would affect me. You know what I'm saying? And so maybe that is the reason why. Yeah, I don't give stupidity any power. I'm not a dog. I've been that dog that you could tell to heel and sit and all of that shit right there. I'll tell you another story. I was working at this company where we were unloading trucks of plants, right? I we were unloading these trucks and this one white guy calls me a nigger. I beat the shit out of him right there in one of them trucks. I was like, yo, you talking shit. I was like, let's go step in one of these empty trucks and get busy. I was like, there ain't no cameras, ain't nobody gonna see us. We can go step in the truck and get busy. And he didn't want to step in the truck. I pushed him in the truck and beat his motherfucking ass up in that truck and got fired. Guess what? This motherfucker, when I'm driving off, I look in the rear view. He's standing outside laughing with another white boy smoking a cigarette, like, yeah, we got him up out of there. So never again have I ever been able to be tricked into like being violent or being emotional about somebody using a fucking word at me. Like you could say whatever words you want, just don't touch me. Don't get too close for me to touch you though. Like I'm one of those people where I'm not gonna go after you, but if you come close enough for me to get my hands on you, if my pinky can touch you, I'm a maul you. I'm one of them type of dudes. I'm not anti-violent. I'm anti-bullshit. You dig me? Like so but the racism shit is not something that can trigger me. That's not something that can make me fly off the handle. Like nobody has any kind of power like that over me. I'm not trying to cancel nobody about no shit that they said in old tweets or none of that shit. I don't care about none of that. You know what I mean? For real, I prefer my racism out in the open. I don't like the environment that we live in today where we police what people say. Let people say what the fuck they want to say so we know how they feel. Let people stop making people scared to be stop making these racist people scared to speak their mind because then you're not going to hear what's real. I want everybody to have their freedom of speech. Even if you don't like me, I will support your fucking right to say you don't like me. But the moment you say, "Hey, we need to go over there and fuck up real enigmas and theories," I'm on your ass. Period. Like that's different than freedom of speech. Yo, we got Dondre on the phone here, and we got Dondre on the line. What's going on, brother? How you? Which one am I
Jeez.
bringing up? There he
Yeah,
is. There
can,
he is.
can, can you hear me right now?
Yes, I can.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you,
Yes,
brother.
indeed. Thank you for
But
joining us.
hey, bro, I've been listening to you since from and just watching your videos and everything like that, bro. I swear to God, everything that you've been saying and everything, I feel like it just made a lot of sense. You feel me?
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. You know what I'm saying? How did you
Yeah.
like this episode?
It was decent for sure. We actually really showed a lot of content that we really need to see. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, bro, I really be looking at a whole bunch of stuff, the theories on social media when it comes to Instagram and stuff with dairy and stuff like that. And they thinking Pennywise when the damn what's his name? When he ended up going to the kid that ended up going to the little circus thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, him. And he ended up seeing that one little girl and stuff like that. They thinking that's actually Pennywise's daughter and shit like that. What do you think about that?
Uh, I'm really not sure about that. And definitely from this trailer that we just saw right here for the mid-season, yo, it really does look like that's what it's starting to pan out to be. I don't know if it's Pennywise's daughter. Well, it could be Pennywise's daughter, but it could be Robert Gray's daughter. And I think they're going to clear that up because they really caused a lot of confusion with the second movie. The
Yeah,
second
they
movie
really
caused
did
a lot of
though.
confusion because they didn't make that clear. They had Beverly go back to her old house. The woman, Miss Kirsch, was living in her father's apartment, and they really didn't make it clear if Robert Gray was a real person. They showed us Miss Kirsch, and Miss Kirsch said her father used to be the dancing clown or whatever. The problem I have with that is Miss Kirsch was one of its forms. So it could have just been lying and just making up what the fuck ever it wanted to make up. That's my opinion on that. So I
Yeah.
think that what we'll get from this is a clarification if Robert Gray was actually a real person with a real family, documented history, yada yada yada, or not.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that really do make a lot of sense. Cause I just be looking at this and I'm just like, okay, there's a lot of clues and everything. And what I actually noticed what you do with your videos, I feel like you actually be pausing on certain little details and then you actually add it into your little video and everything like that. That's why I really appreciate what you be doing. You
Oh,
feel
I
me? Like,
appreciate that. I appreciate that.
yeah. Cause I be trying to do the exact same thing. I'm like, hold up, why they actually rolling up like this? Okay, okay. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah, yo, Luna Cascade says, I hear you, Reels, but that racism is what some folks use to justify the Army's aggression against Native Americans trying to disturb sacred burial ground. You know what? Here it is, right? Um, in this situation, if we're talking about it, right? If we're talking about Welcome to Derry, disturb the fuck out of those ceremonial burial grounds. Let's kill this thing. I don't think they should be trying to turn it into a weapon, but I think they should definitely be there trying to kill it. You know what I'm saying? I think it should be an extermination. Yeah, we should leave it there.
But a
We should leave it
reels,
there.
bro. I feel
Let me
like they
finish.
don't know
Let
how
me
to
finish.
kill it though. That's the
Right.
one
True
thing.
indeed.
My
True
bad,
indeed. And they're
bad for
learning.
trying to interrupt you, but I feel like they don't know what is actually really coming to there. That's the whole
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And my thing is, I think that the military should be going in there trying to find out what the fuck's going on. At the same time, that leads me to a theory that I have too. Now, as far as the racism, right? We can't. erase racism. I think it's impossible to erase racism. Like you can't erase racism because there's going to be racist people. There's even racism within inside races. Like even black people with the whole light skin and dark skin shit is corny as fuck to me. You see what I'm saying? So it's like
Yeah.
you can't really erase racism because you can't control the actions of others. But what my point is let the actions of others show so you know who's who. So you don't have a motherfucking mailman that's racist as fuck coming at you smiling in your face. Your mailman, he knows everything about you. He knows who's writing you. He knows what bills you paying and everything, right? Your mailman knows all kinds of shit. What if he's racist? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want motherfuckers smiling in my face. It's just that simple. If you don't like me, I feel free to let you say that you don't like me. Because if I don't like something, I'm gonna say that I don't like it. I don't have I don't really care about the affairs of things that I can't control. And that's
Right.
like things that like politics and what people bigoted responses to natural life. Like I can't control none of that shit. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Racist
Exactly.
racist people are in every race, in my opinion. I believe that if you believe in race, you're racist because you believe in the idea that we're different based on phenotype. I don't. I think we're all the same. Because I tell you one thing that'll snap a motherfucker right up out of racism. If you need a blood or an organ or some shit like that, I guarantee you're not gonna be asking if that blood came from a black man.
Yeah, I'm gonna be your best friend right
You
then
want
and
to take
there.
that
You
blood
feel me?
transfusion. You see what I'm saying? So I think
Yeah.
that at the surface, I think that the racism shit is surface level shit for people that are just naturally assholes. And like racism is just like their excuse to be an asshole to somebody else for no apparent reason. Like for things that we can't control, like our skin color, like what geographical location you're born in, your parents, the wealth of your parents, the financial status of your parents, what country you're born. No, you don't control any of that shit.
Right,
You
but
don't control
real
any
good.
of
You
it.
got to think about it too. At the end of the day,
You got
it
people out there.
always is
You got
going to
people out
come
there.
to the house.
You got people out there that don't like poor people. You know what I'm saying? You got people out
Yeah,
there. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Because
Yo, bro, don't cut me off real quick. Yo, you got people out there that don't like poor people. You know what I'm saying? Like this is it's always gonna be something that assholes want to figure out a way to express and exercise them being assholes. And I'll drop the mic on that one right there. But love you to death, sis. Like you right about that. Racism has been used to justify many things. Racism I don't think that racism was used to justify the army going in there. They didn't use it to go in. They didn't use it to justify it, right? I get what you're saying by saying that they were saying that the Native Americans were savage and that was racism. But I don't think that they said, hey, we're racist, so we're gonna go in there. So they didn't use it to justify it. They used their ignorance of calling Native Americans savage and primitive to go in there. But in them doing that is racist in itself. But they didn't use the racism to justify it. These motherfuckers probably thought they was doing the right thing. Most villains think that they're doing the right thing. Look at Thanos. Thanos thought that he was doing the right thing. You know what I mean? So like, boom, I'm gonna drop the mic on that. Y'all go ahead and rap.
No, on that because you think about Thanos, he had the 5 rings, so he really thought he could control everything. But you can never control somebody on speaking on how they actually really is feeling. You know what I'm saying? If that really do make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because I always look at it. How you look at me is how you really gonna address me in a certain type of way. Of course, it's always gonna be racism in a certain type of effect. You know what I'm saying? But if I treat you a certain way and everything like that, that's how I feel like how you gonna actually treat me though.
Ooh,
I
y'all
always look
talking
at
in the chat.
hey, and
Hey,
it's
y'all, hey, they
crazy.
talking in the
Hey,
chat. Yo, cheap peep this. They talking in the chat. Simple logic said all of these things are social constructs, words and swords. Oh my goodness, y'all cooking. This whole world is about division, divide and conquer. Emotional intelligence trumps all this bullshit. I agree with you 100%. I love what Indigo just said. You can't kill it. You can't kill it though. Keep it contained the best you can. Okay. Okay. Maybe it or the Galoo is a metaphor for racism. What if that's the case in this? And what if that's what the Muschettis have been trying to interweave into this? I think that's brilliant what you guys are talking about in the chat for sure. Like, you know, it is what it is. Some people say, yo, you got to call out racism and all that right there. No, the people that have the like minds, I think we should look at each other and say to ourselves, like, yeah, that motherfucker over there is racist. He's racist. We know he's racist. You know what I'm saying? I'm I look at it like this. The same way, right? The same way, like I'm a very light-skinned brother. I know y'all haven't seen me. Some of you have seen me. Some of you I've actually seen in person, even when I went to LA. Some of you have seen me on my Instagram live streams when I'm in the studio. I'm a very light-skinned brother. Both of my parents are dark-skinned. Both of my parents are dark-skinned. I look like my mom and I look like my dad. I look and sound like my dad. And I have my mom's eyes and forehead and shit. But I'm light skinned. They're dark skinned. My parents are straight up dark skinned. And all my life, I have been, ha ha. You said, nigga, is you Dane Calloway? No, that's my brother though. Like, I fuck with Dane Calloway real heavy. You know, I we'll talk about that later. Anyway, I'm a real light skinned brother, and my parents are dark skinned. And all my life, I've faced racism from black people. I've faced like, yo, I've been called all kinds of shit from black people that don't. I remember being told by this old lady in the store, candy store, I don't like you light skinned niggas. Y'all this and that. And then she was going to fuck off on me. And it hurt my heart. It hurt me to my heart. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I realized that like people that worry about things and aspects of life that you can't control are very ignorant. You know what I'm saying? I think that it's a very ignorant, immature way of thinking. So that's
Ignorance is bliss, man. Ignorance is bliss, for real.
yeah, yo, she said she pictured me to be dark skinned because my parents is dark skinned. I sound just like them. I sound just like my mom and dad, yo. I have my mom's like vocal, and I have like my dad's tone. Like, you know, I'm a man, so like I sound more like him, right? But yeah, a lot of people think I'm dark skinned. Colorism is crazy. Colorism is crazy. What's difference in colorism from racism when it's coming at you in the same kind of way? And we're not talking about like attributes of slavery or anything. I'm talking about the mindset. You know what I'm saying? The mindset. I've never said in my life that, oh, I can't fuck with these dark skinned niggas. I've never said that in my life. I've never even thought about that. That would be me alienating my parents and most of my family. You see what I'm saying? And I don't consider myself a black man. I am a native indigenous American. I'm a native indigenous American, not just because I feel like I'm that, because I've actually tracked my familial history on both sides of my family. And there not one person on there claims to have come on a ship from Africa. You know what I'm saying? In fact, it's even deeper than that. My oral history and some of the stuff that I drop on my channel comes directly from the mouth and heart of my grandmother. And a lot of that is oral tradition that has been passed down through generations. And so I know my family was here. My family was here. I feel like a lot of us have been taught to think we come from somewhere else so we won't reclaim what is really ours. And so, yeah,
Hey, you really speaking on some real shit right there. But me growing up, just to be honest, history and all that, we was not learning about black culture and everything like that. So you gotta like look at it as for a black American trying to figure out where do I actually come from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. My
Because
thing is this right
a
here.
lot of these
Don't
young
take
YNs, if they call
responsibility.
it now, you know what I'm saying? They
Don't
don't
put
know
the
where they actually is
responsibility on
from.
someone else to teach you your history. It's no
Yeah.
one else's responsibility to remove your ignorance. You have to remove your own ignorance. And that's exactly that leads right back to what I'm saying about racist people. They gotta remove their own ignorance. Like Chris Rock said one time, he said he hates to hear it when he say that black people have come a long way. And because he feels like, you know, all the segregation and the slavery and things that we've gone through, that was white people's problem. So the white folks are the ones who came a long way. You know what I'm saying? And I agree with that 100%. I don't think that we
Hey,
as
I
so-called black,
agree with you with that
yeah,
too.
I don't think that so-called black people have come a long way. I think that the racist individuals have come a long way. But the truth of the matter is that racism or slavery, right, was not eradicated, it was expanded. It wasn't just because now it doesn't matter what so-called race you come from, you're a part of the plan and stuff that they created during the Great Depression with harvesting our birth certificates and things of that nature. That's a whole nother live for a whole nother channel. By the way, I am streaming on the Real Enigmas live channel. And these are the kind of discussions that we will have over on the Real Enigmas live channel. I can't wait until we start actually like podcasting, sitting down at the table. You know, I can't wait till all of that starts. Like that's gonna be next year, but I can't wait till that because these are the type of conversations that are gonna jump off. You know what I'm saying? No, you talking reals. Nobody is responsible except maybe your parents are responsible for your learning and your long and it's a long life endeavor. I agree 100%, right? Like, yeah, at the beginning, your parents are responsible for protecting you and giving you the tools to be able to go and search the things that you want to look up yourself. I don't think that, you know, I definitely don't think that it's incumbent upon the schools to be teaching us our history because they're fucking lying anyway. I don't believe the narratives of the schools. You know, and it's gotten to a point to where you know, they have even taken out ancient things in the school that would benefit us today. They're even removing shit like cursive writing in school. Like the kids don't know how to write cursive. Cursive writing is actually spell binding. A curse is a binding spell, right? This is why cursive writing is in a long, never ending rope, pretty much. It looks like a rope or a string of letters that are all connected to each other because a curse is a binding spell. And that's why our signature is in cursive because once you put your signature on something, you're bound to it. It legally um, attracts and bounds you to it. Like it could just be a bunch of bullshit on a piece of paper, but once you put that signature on it, your sign of nature becomes something that ties you to whatever this document is, right? And so that's magic. Whether you think you believe in magic or participated in it or not, we're taking part in it. You know, I even talked a little bit about this in my it stuff when I talked about the magistrate, the magi, and the jester, who it takes the form of the jester, right? And this is why you have the majesty and the magistrate. You see what I'm saying? And if y'all seen it. I was right. It took the form when it was fighting the Native American woman, it took the form of that Catholic priest. It took the form of that Catholic priest, and that baby came out his chest. Young Wingstop came out his chest. You dig what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's just my thoughts on that. I love having these conversations with the chat like this. This is so dope. Indigo said, I had to teach my son how to sign his name. They took cursive out in the early 2000s. That's interesting about the cursive in the signatures. Yes, indeed. Your sign, whether you believe in magic or not, you're partaking in it. You're partaking. Look at every major document that you have, right? All has your signature on it. Your birth certificate has your parents' signatures. Your social security card has your signature. Your driver's license has your signature. Your signature goes on the back of all of your credit cards, right? All of these documents. Now look at all of those documents and notice that your name is in all capital letters, which means capitis de minimis maxima, which is actually the straw man. This is what the Wizard of Oz was trying to tell us about. The scarecrow was the straw man, and he had no brain or knowledge of what I'm talking about right now. The Tin Man stood for tax identification number. You see what I'm saying? The yellow brick road was gold. The ruby red slippers were originally silver. You had the silver and gold were battling back in those times. You even had the house that fell on the witch represented equity, right? Because the witch represented one of the banking systems. She represented the Eastern banking system. The house fell on the equity. We're not in Kansas anymore. The abbreviation KS for Kansas, like all of those different things are talking about, um, the Wizard of Oz written by L. Frank Baum. He was breaking down something about finances in the fiat currency. This is why we had the Emerald City, the Yellow Brick Road, and these things. Toto is the Latin word for total. You see what I'm saying? The drug trade was also there because when they went through the poppy fields, which is heroin, all of the organic beings fell asleep, right? The organic beings fell asleep. It was only the scarecrow and the Tin Man who were able to stay awake because the poppy put them to sleep. But then the good witch, she sat down and sprinkled some snow on top of them, which was the cocaine, and it woke them up. And the drug trade, everything, the oil, all of that was in the movie. Even the snake oil salesman at the beginning, the wizard, the brother wizard. So somebody said I'm on that Brother Panic cooking. Yo, shout out to my brother Panic. Rest in peace, my brother Panic. You know what I'm saying? But nah, I've been studying this. I've been studying this for years. Like I'm 46 years old. I've been studying this more than half my life. Like I've been studying all of this stuff. So when you hear me talk like this in my videos, I'm not just hopping on Chat GPT looking up a bunch of bullshit like you hear some of these people out here doing. I'm not doing that. I'm really scholarly with my shit. And I'm not a teacher. I'm a master student. What else is in the chat here? Let's see here. Let's see. I just made a video called Poppies Will Make Them Sleep. Oh my God. The synchronicity is so crazy. If you love artwork, if you love good music, if you love expression, and if you want to see that kind of expression unfold right on the screen, go over to my sister Debbie Ibby Bo Bebby's page. She definitely cooks that up. Debbie, could you please drop your link in the chat so the people can go check your artwork out and listen to your beats? I love it. I love it. Since 1993, same around for me. Same around for me. Like I've been around. I've been studying around since 1993. Like 1993, I believe was the year that I got the Behold the Pale Horse book. A girlfriend of mine bought that book for me, and and she was my girlfriend was old at the time. She was older than me at the time, a lot older than me, and she bought me a book. I was a lot older than my years. You know what I'm saying? I can say that I was a lot older than my years. Like I was running around in them streets at 13. And my mom used to work at night. It was just me and my mom in the house. My dad wasn't there. And I used to run the street. And, my mom really couldn't do nothing because she had to work. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't dumb with it. Like I I wasn't out there doing real crazy shit to the point to where my mom would have to come pick me up from jail after work and shit. Like I was out there just running and learning, experiencing things that I probably shouldn't have. I agree. But like yeah, I about 1993, I was 13. I was 13 when I read Behold the Pale Horse. You know what I mean? But before that, I was always that kid questioning the Bible, questioning my grandparents about certain things, not in a bad way, but in a conversational way. My grandparents always enjoyed that about me, that they could sit down and have mature conversations with me when I was 8 years old. Like they would tell me stuff. My parents taught me how to, just look for the things that I wanted, and they gave me the tools to do so. Even my dad. My dad wasn't around like after the age of 10 for me. But before that, my dad is who really turned me on to music and just the love of that art form itself. And he also created an example of that. My dad is back around, actually. My mom and dad are actually back together, which is so crazy because that only happened like 2 years ago. So it's like my dad, so he get to come back and play grandpop now. You know what I'm saying? And it's all good and I love him. You know what I mean? But my mom and dad always taught me to go look for the shit that I wanted to learn myself. Nobody's going to teach it to you. And it's not nobody's responsibility to teach it to you. My grandmother always told me, listen to the elders and the stories that they tell, because some of the stories, like Rose said, some of the stories are for lessons, but some of the shit is real. Some of the shit is real and it really went down like it went down. You know what I'm saying? Oh, most definitely, sis. Most definitely. Thank you for dropping that link in there because I be telling people to go check you out and I don't be having the link right here. You know what I'm saying? Gen X strikes again. We got into stuff. We had fake IDs and we was getting into Prince's Club Glam Fam. Oh, yo, what you know about that? Yes, yes. Gen X is we're that deal. I think we had the best music. Like I think we were experiencing the best music from the olden day, from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. I think we had that. I think we had that with the comedy movies. I think it was better horror. Like I think that Gen X time period ain't nothing to fuck with, and we'll still beat your ass. I'm just fucking with y'all. Let me see.
Man, I gotta say, real like you hit a word for me a few minutes back, synchronicity. And I feel like that's what your channel brings a lot, and I love that you talk about like all the things like the Akashic records, and it's like every time we talk about a subject here, whether it be on it or even deeper than it, than Welcome to Dairy, it's like the chat is flowing on every point that we're flowing, or if we even have a question, they seem to answer it. Like I'll go back and watch some of the lives or even read the chat, and I'm like, man, there it is. There's the answer I was looking for. Like somebody has it right there every time.
Yeah, yeah, right there. Like Luna Cascade, I told you, yo, Luna be cooking. And she is right. Good writing always contains metaphors, allegory, and symbolism. Those who know will know. Those who are curious will seek. And you know, you're right about that, Luna, because I know this brother, right? He's a phenomenal writer, but he doesn't know anything about symbolism and shit like that at all. But we work together actually on several projects like that don't have to do with music or anything. We're working on stories and stuff. This brother's writing has so much symbolism in it, and he's not actively trying to put it in there. He doesn't even know about like this brother be going on. He's got a one thing I can't tell you what it's about, but man, he's talking about kundalini energy, hair growing a certain way. All of this shit is in his shit, and he knew nothing about that. I was like, oh, okay, so you dropping that kundalini symbolism, and he was like, Kunda who? I said the kundalini stuff. That's like what you're talking about in your story. That's what you're talking about. He was like, no. I was like, yeah, bro, you talking about the spine and the coils, and you're talking about the hair. Like, that's all Kundalini stuff. It's connected to the pineal gland. Like, he was like, man, I don't know what the fuck you talking about. I said, bro, listen to me. Check this out right here. So I sent him a bunch of I cited some information for him. He went and looked it up, and he came back the next day like, yo, bro, I did not try to put that stuff in there. And I said, that's how you know you got a winner. I said, that's how you know you need to stop bullshitting with the artwork. That's how you know, like you got a winner right there. You didn't even attempt to put those symbols in there, and it's there. It's there bright and as clear as day for those who see. You know what I'm saying? And for those who are curious, will seek. And you're right about that. Like, I've experienced that. Like I said, Simple Logic said, I woke up in 2000. I read Edward Bernays' propaganda and it was on. Oh, yeah. That is a good one. I actually read that for a couple of my videos. I said, I need to go get that real quick. I had read it before. I knew all about it. But I needed it. I had to go read it again. And, I briefly skimmed over the parts that I knew I was looking for. And that helped me in several of my videos, actually. You know what I'm saying? Yes, yes. Hold on. Where are we at? Yeah, was that the comment you were talking about, that I just was talking about, Luna? I be on this thing here. You know, it's kind of funny because they drop all of the I'm doing 2 chats. I got 2 chats that I'm working out of, and they kinda, you know, they kinda smash it all into one here, and I don't know why they do it. Some of that 9 ether, yes. He was dropping some of that 9 ether, and he didn't even know. We have our own esoteric losers club. Exactly, Susie. That's what I'm talking about. And this is the Susie that didn't get snatched up by young Wingstop. This is Susie Seashell right here. You know what I'm saying? The seashell with the spiral. You dig what I mean? Seashell right here. Yeah, real. I don't like the symbolism too. But I initially use metaphors because of my upbringing, because I find it easier to explain things in a compact fashion and still reach the points that I like to say. Yo, why do the long comments pop up so small where I can't see them? I know why. It's a lot of words in them, but they condense it small where I can't see it. Sometimes I have to bring it up. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. No doubt, Corey. When writers or shows match my style of thinking and don't explain much, but leave it to the audience to decipher, chef's kiss. I love that. That's what I thought From was doing, but nah, yo, they just they're everywhere. They're all over the place. They're all over the place. Hold on real quick. Ooh, yes. Yes, Debbie, Ebby, Bo, Bebby. It definitely does keep happening. The synchronicity is crazy. We talk about it all the time, but we also bear witness to it quite a bit. Quite a bit, you and I. Yes, indeed. They Live is a classic masterpiece. Yes, it is. It is that they some say They Live is actually a documentary. You know what I mean? Yeah, we do. We got a real good flow going on. Yes. Dropping knowledge bombs. Real, you better get your cheaters or bifocals on. Yo, you know what? I've lived all my life 20/20 vision, and I just started needing glasses last year. And I haven't really used my glasses and shit. I remember I was about to clip my son's fingernails for him. Bro needed his fingernails clipped. I had to put my glasses on to clip his fingernails. And then I was like, damn, is my eyes getting that bad? So I'm gonna start doing some regiment that I know repairs eyes and give my eyes a little bit longer here. I want to get back to that 20/20 vision. You know what I'm saying?
And go back to eating some carrots.
All right, carrots, strawberries, both of those are good for that. You know what I mean? Sis says she's all out of bubble gum. Yes, indeed. We've been rocking for 2 hours. So, and the brain flow's going right now. We got it going in here. I hate to cut us off like this. But yo, I got a couple videos to get to. I got a couple videos to do. I have to get to doing my pluribus video. My pluribus video is the information that I've been putting away for it is so crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm a I'm gonna leave y'all with the theme song. And Food Pyramid, I want to thank you for dropping by as always. The other brother that dropped by, thank you for dropping by, my brother. I appreciate you. It was a couple times I muted you. Don't take it personal. Love you too much, brother. I just was trying to get a thought out real quick. And sometimes, we get hype up here. We get hype up here. I'm gonna tell you like this. We do this in my live streams. That's why I started the Real Enigmas live channel. You know what I'm saying? Real Enigmas Live is where I will be doing these type of live streams where we're talking about things that don't necessarily have to do with the show. Oh, Petty Gibbs is in the building. What's going on, fam? Yeah, replay game. You gonna be in the replay game. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. What Susie Seashell say? I've been talking to my friend who has a master's in Young Guang psychology quite about pluribus. Oh, okay. I'm curious to hear what they have to say. Real baby, it happens to the best of us. Wisdom comes with age. Yes, indeed. You know what? And I'm not ashamed of my glasses. It's just that I'm like so used to being 2020. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm and being 2020 when your vision, you get older and your vision starts going down a little bit, you totally feel it. Like I definitely feel it. In 2023, I was having these spells where I would get these headaches because one of my eyes was working too hard. Like one of my eyes is actually like better than 2020, but it's my other eye. And it the other eye that is not as good, it it tries to keep up with the one eye and it gives me like a headache sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm working on that. I'm gonna be working on it. I'm gonna be all right. I think I'll get back to it before it's all over, you know. But what y'all want to hear? Y'all want to hear the theme song or y'all want to hear the bars from the Margie bars? Nah, we're gonna rock with the theme song. We're gonna keep it true. We're gonna keep it true. We're gonna rock with the theme song real quick. Yes, indeed.
Yo, fuck your designer shirt. My mind is squirt. Some rhyme work that'll make your sinus hurt. Buckle your seat while the pilot work. My spacecraft got enough gas that'll take you out of this earth. I'm magic with the pen and paper like a warlock. The window panes wide open, but the door's locked. So you looking through the window for it in your window, but do they really have the skill to analyze the symbol? Crescendo, the ashes blow when the wind blow. The rain put out the fire while the children build a temple. Just like the pyramids, walls and scribble. A projection in the sky of the messiahs on your mental. Monumental and extraterrestrial. Turning these niggas into mental vegetables. It's kinda crazy how I ride on instrumentals as I slice like a Ginsu with the vibe I put in. You listen. This is not a double life. It's just a new beginning. The magic is to focus on our goals till we're winning. I'd rather have a portrait of myself up on the ceiling. I could lay down on the floor, look up and visualize the millions. Imagine that. Do you see the picture clearly? Focusing on working with me. You could get this money with me. We could take over the world and put the trophies in the city, the plaques on the wall, and have a feast of who was with me. Yeah, last week was just the past, right? A new beginning. I've been up for all these past nights, and all these people that I knew just seem to pass by. They stuck on stupid worry about their past lives. And I just ask why. Are they agents? Is the system about to crash? Am I the one like in the Matrix? Is the planets in the heavens? Then the earth is just a spaceship. Our thoughts control reality and life is what you make it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was it, y'all. Like, I appreciate everybody out there. I saw you, Indigo. I got the Pennywise eye. Yo, much respect to everybody that showed up and rocked with us tonight, both times. And if you didn't catch both of them, whatever one you did, that's cool. Like, I definitely appreciate all of your presence rocking with me. I love doing this. I absolutely love it. Like, yeah, the Gensu line is fire. A lot of people don't even know what the Gensu is. You know what I'm saying? The mothership smoothness. Yes. Indigo. Yeah. Petty Gibbs. Replay game. Yo, this one is a hot one. I just gotta tell you. This live stream was a hot one, definitely. So I'm gonna leave y'all. We'll see. I'll see y'all next week. I'll see y'all later on. Earlier in the week, actually, we'll do the live stream for Pluribus. Hopefully I can get the video out before that day. But if not, I'll just combine it all together. No big deal. You know what I'm saying? I'm on this It Welcome to Derry shit right now anyway. But I'm definitely going to drop some Pluribus shit because everything that I said in my first Pluribus video kept showing itself in the third episode. So, you know, especially everything about the alchemist. Yeah. So be ready for that. That's coming. That's coming. I'm definitely going to drop something on that. Well, that's all for the live stream this evening. I'll catch y'all in the next one.